Hello everyone. Today we will tell you about the movie Dog Pound, 2009. The film begins with a demonstration of Davis, Angel, and Butch, the new inmates of the correctional center. After the transfer of all personal belongings, the guys receive a prison uniform. Officer Sands conducts a short briefing and rules of stay in the correctional center. Then the guys are handed over to the head of the unit, Goodyear, a strict but sensitive officer. Goodyear takes the guys to their new home. He also mentions that the color of the uniform helps to find out who the prisoner is. Depending on the grades, each of them will get a chance to be promoted in the ranking system. Starting from the second level, prisoners have some privileges. They are wearing black trousers and a polo, but if the prisoners are doing something bad, then they wear orange clothes. A moment later, the newcomers are standing in line for prison food. Bully Banks, who gives out food, immediately shows that it will not be easy for them here. But Butch meets a friendly Max. Despite the fact that the main bully decided to pay his attention, the first night passes without any incidents. The next morning, Goodyear comes to wake everyone up. The first thing the prisoners do is carry out general cleaning. Taking advantage of the lack of security, Banks and his henchmen decide to intimidate Davis. Eventually, they take away brand new shoes. That night, the hooligans sneak in and beat up Butch. In the morning, officers check the room as always. Obviously, Goodyear notices Davis's bruises and orders him to tell what happened here. The guy pretends that he accidentally slipped. The officer asks again who did it, and since he doesn't want to answer, he sends Butch to solitary confinement. During street work, the second-level prisoners secretly take the dope, which the hooligans forcibly shove into Davis, and now he can't even stand on his own 2 feet. In this state, he crawls out into the corridor, asking for help. Officer Goodyear notices the guy and takes him to the shower room, where he cleans his stomach. Then he takes him to solitary confinement. After a couple of days, everyone in solitary confinement is sent to general population. The whole trio now wants only one thing: to take revenge on Banks. One day, they close the surveillance camera in order to throw Banks' henchmen and get information about where he is now. After learning the location, Davis and Butch go hunting. Seeing Banks, Davis takes revenge and takes away his shoes. An hour later, a mother comes to visit him, who wants to file a lawsuit against the institution for bullying her son. But since Davis has been feeling much more confident lately, he asks not to worry about this. After the trio put the hooligans in their place, a quiet life finally began. But another influential person, Shadow, begins to show interest in Butch, who noticed it. Butch knows that Meekin is carrying goods for the Shadow, so he asks to bring goods for himself. And at a personal meeting, Butch selects the goods intended for the Shadow. While working, Goodyear stops the guy and takes him to his office. There, a senior officer reports that the authorities have conducted an investigation into the officer whom Butch attacked before entering this institution, and they came to the conclusion that Butch was just defending himself. If everything goes well, he will be released in a week, but on the condition that Butch will not be noticed for violations. Towards evening, a man from the Shadow Gang attacks Meekin. Weapons were used during the attack, forcing the police to begin a search. According to the Shadow's plan, Butch should be caught for possession of prohibited substances. But luckily, the cops don't find anything. Butch is not going to tolerate this, and at a personal meeting hints to Shadow that he should not use other people if he wants to harm him, and along the way throws out the goods. The next day, Goodyear wants to get a day off on the occasion of his daughter's birthday. But Sands is against it, as attacks inside the institution have become more frequent. Wandering along the corridor, Goodyear notices strange drawings. There is a skirmish between Angel and Goodyear. Goodyear pushes the guy right on the pipe, from which the Angel falls unconscious. Sands comes running to the screams. And since Goodyear doesn't say anything, Butch is taken to solitary confinement. And since Davis is now alone, the hooligans take it out on him in full, ending with rape. After a while, Butch is released, and he meets with Davis. None of them knows that the Angel has been declared eliminated, and before Davis confessed what happened to him, Butch says he will be released in a week. That night, Davis asks the officer to call home, but since it's night, the police officer can't help him, and his call for help went unnoticed. Feeling helpless in anticipation of future bullying, his emotions get out of control, and the guy leaves this world. The next day, Goodyear's men find the body. Riots begin inside the institution, and all prisoners go on hunger strike. Butch notices that Looney is suspiciously nervous. All the prisoners start hitting the tables, after which they attack the guards. Sands first barricades the dining room and orders a special unit to be called. The guards start releasing tear gas, but the protesters don't care. And then the guards start using rubber bullets. Max knocks down the door leading to the trash chamber. Butch asks Max to go with him, but Max does not dare and returns to the dining room. Butch heads for the exit, unaware that a fence and security guards are waiting for him. In an attempt to detain the guy, the officers break his leg and drag him back into the building. That's where the movie ends. Well, the Secret Recap channel was with you. We hope that you liked this issue. Write about it in the comments. See you very soon. Bye.